So we know y is inversely proportional to x to the power n, so it's going to be of that form. And then you've then got two things that you don't know. You don't know the n and you don't know the k. But you've been given 2 points. So you've been given x, y. You've been given not 0.25, you don't know that one, but you know that 1 is 10 and you know that 4 is 5. And then you're asked to work out what 25 is. Okay? So basically we've got to sub those points in and see what that tells us. So when x is 1, y is 10. Yep. And we also know the other one. So what would be the other thing that I would write, Nick?
If 5 equals k over 4 and
Brilliant. Yep, lovely. So I've now got two equations and two unknowns. So I should be able to solve these. Yeah.
How come you do both of them, not just one?
Because this is a really good question. Because in this case, I've got two things that I don't know. I've got my two variables x and y, but I've got k and n. So therefore, I need two bits of information to be able to solve it. Okay. Usually, up until now, it would say y equals k over x squared would be an example, and you'd only have one unknown, one constant that you don't know. But the thing that made this question tricky, and unlike any that you've done before, is that it had two things you didn't know. Really interestingly, just so that you're kind of aware, in the GCSE paper just gone, the guys that have just done their GCSE, there was a really horrible proportion question that was in this sort of vein. And it's the only one that's ever appeared on the paper, but it says that actually they can ask you nasty questions, even if they haven't asked you nasty questions in all the past papers. So this is way more difficult than any that have been on past papers, but it is the kind of thing that they could ask and have asked recently. Nick?
so it's 10 equals 5 times 4 to n over 1 over n.
Yeah. So, but there's something nicer that you can do even than that.
For the first one, because it's 1, and the power of 1 is still 1, so
Okay.
k is 10.
Okay, you're absolutely right. This 1 to the power n, whatever n is always 1. So what does that tell you immediately? That k is 10. Okay, so then you know in the second equation, you know that 5 equals 10 over 4 to the n. We'll rearrange that a bit. You know 4 to the n is 10 over 5. So 4 to the n is 2. You happy with that bit of algebra that I've done?
What would n be then?
So that's the problem. What would n be? And interestingly,
4 in square.
we did do a little bit of indices work last term. I'm just looking, yeah. But mainly this is actually going to come up in this book, is what indice that is. 4 to the something gives you 2. Well, actually, some people worked it out, some people did it by trial and error, other people asked people. And it's actually 4 to the power a half. It's the opposite of squaring is square rooting. The opposite of to the power 2 is to the power half. Now, we will do a lot more work on that. So 4 to the power half is 2, and therefore n is a half. Well, once you know that, and some people got there and really well done. I'm not sure how you did it. Some people looked it up on Google. I know some people said, I found this on Google and I asked Toby. And other people discovered it.
1 to the power of 1/2
is still 1.
1.
Square root of 1 is 1. Yeah. So we've now got our formula, y equals 10 over x to the power a half. And then we can actually, then it's really straightforward. You just type this into your calculator, 10 over 0.25 to the half, and that gives you, that's a quarter to the half, which is the square root of a quarter, which is a half, so that gives you 20. And then the other one, y equals 10 over 25 to the half. 25 to the half is going to be 5, square root of 5, so then 10 divided by 5. But again, you can put that into your calculator, is 2. Okay, so that was that question. It was a really tricky question, but that's how we would go about